Say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Tonight, it'll be the Washington Wizards going up against the Miami Heat. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Tim Legler, along with our reporter, Allie LaForce. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for D'Angelo Russell.
And you can see his scoring numbers trending down as time goes on. It's not what you want to see, but maybe it's just time to shift his approach a little and start looking for other ways to get points out there on the floor.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, Wiggins is out there with Adebayo. Then it's Mitchell. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Larson in at the shooting guard. And for the Wizards, they've got Carlton Carrington. He's out there with Koulibaly. Alexander Sarr is out there with George. And it's Champagnie in at the 4 slot. Here we are now past the midway point of the season, Tim. What kinds of things are you focusing on right now as you take a look at the league?
Well, Kevin, this is where teams separate. There's 2 paths. Teams that are starting to get themselves ready for a playoff run, and those that are starting to think about their next offseason and angling for a good draft position.
And teams trying to peak at the right time. A very tough thing to achieve, don't you think?
It's critical. You want to be in rhythm and healthy to make that deep playoff run. Yeah, he's solid from out there. Wiggins just producing year after year in this league.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Miami Heat. And now Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Brian Keefe had a few moments to share with me. Like everyone, he's impressed with Adebayo's relentless nature. He said, quote, "We have to match his intensity at both ends, trying to keep him off of the glass and trying to keep the ball out of his hands. Coach knows they can do it for stretches, but he wonders if they can do it for a full game." Back to you, Kevin.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
What a great sequence. You gotta love the effort. That's big time.
On the wing, Koulibaly. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Outside, George hits it from three-point range. George has got 5 now. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers with the hustle stats for Washington.
Right off the bat, they're going after the ball, looking to jump into the passing lanes and create some steals in transition.
And they've also done a really good job scoring off turnovers. Not just pressuring the ball, but cashing those in scoring opportunities.
Now Sarr, after Norman Powell missed from long range. And Washington again with the bucket.
With skills like a traditional wing, Sarr might get more looks like that from the mid-range.
And the big fella, Alex Sarr, showing promise. Greg, especially at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, great mobility for a 7-footer. That's invaluable for a big man in today's game. And has the makings of a modern offensive game as well.
And Adebayo throws it down.
Well, that's why you get Adebayo involved in screen and rolls. He really knows how to execute that.
1:11 left in the first. Pass to Coulibaly. Down low, Powell with the steal. And now the fast break. Mitchell with the ball. Here's Larson, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
And it results in the highest percentage look you're going to get.
Here's Coulibaly. George looking around. Back to Carrington. Just 4 to shoot. They set the screen. Here's Coulibaly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. The Heat trail by 6. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. To the middle. The jump hook and another basket for Miami.
Yeah, foul line down to the baseline. That's where Adebayo does his best work.
Carrington with the ball. To the paint. It's stolen by Adebayo. Fires the 3, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Wizards. They're up by 4. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, the energy was there. The communication was there. I think they can build on this going forward.
On the court for the Heat, we've got Fontecchio. Jaime Jaquez is out there with Jokic Jonas. Then it's Khalil Ware. And it's Jovic in at the power forward. And this Wizards team, Greg, giving its young players every opportunity to develop.
Yeah, these young guys were the NBA equivalent of drinking from a fire hose. But after years of just treading water and mediocrity, I think the fans appreciate the clear sense of direction from this group.
Here is Russell. After the Heat pick up 2. This year kicks to Johnson. Fires the 3. It doesn't go for him. Great defense at time from Jaquez. Pass to Jokic Jonas. Fontecchio. Good ball movement here by Miami. From 18 feet away. And the shot falls short this time. Washington has gone 0-2 from deep here in the side. Bryant and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. You see a lot of pick and rolls, but you also, Greg, hear about inverted screen. Can you explain to the viewers what that means?
Yeah, that's where your guard actually is the one setting the pick for the bigger player, and having little guys who are willing to put their body on the line. You think of a Steph Curry, a John Stockton, 2 of the best to ever do it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Champagne's checked in. Keyshawn George comes in for Labissiere. Coulibaly, he's checked in for Johnson. And Carlton Carrington subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. Now here's Powell. Still yet to score.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Yeah, not only does he create the space he needs, but then he attacks downhill.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks. Bam Adebayo is now the Heat's all-time leader in double-doubles. Bam said, I want to be number 1 in some, if not all of these categories. I just have to keep improving and keep chipping away. And then it's just focusing on getting these wins. Kevin?
Good priority. Thanks so much, Allie, for the report. Here's Powell, following the three-pointer by Washington. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. 1:31 left to play in the first half. Pass to George. Riley kicks to George. Now Carrington. Over Mitchell. And the Wizards getting another bucket right there. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for Miami. Trailing by 5. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Wizards making a switch here. Sarge checked in. Adebayo is checked in for Miami. And 1:01 left in the first half of basketball. Mitchell passes to Adebayo. Six on the shot clock. A shake. And Sarr pulls it down.
Defense did just enough to force that miss. I really expected him to get 2 there.
Now Coulibaly. Pass to George. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by the Heat. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you've been kind of put back on your heels and you're trying to protect the lead. And then in this case, you lose it. And that's one that they definitely should have won. Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Wizards lead by 2. They'll be back shortly, live from Washington.
Welcome, everybody. The Washington Wizards in our featured matchup, and what a competitive half it's been.
Their offense is running like a machine there, Shaq. I mean, they're making calculated decisions, kind of like all of those degrees you have. Calculated degrees, very consistent approach, man. I'm telling you, man, just like you.
Yeah, you can't speed them up or slow them down.
And moving on, let's take a peek at how the East is shaping up here in the midseason.
You know, right now for Washington, they haven't looked intimidating thus far. The hunger to improve just isn't there. That worries you. I'm starting to feel that this team needs a culture change.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
There is nothing better than watching scorers get their points within the flow of the offense.
Washington with the ball. The lead is 2. Carlton Carrington is out there with Coulibaly. Then it's Keyshawn George. Then it's Sarr. And it's Champagnie in at the 4 spot. So that's who Brian Keefe starts the second half with.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, in a game this close, that is a huge play.
Inside. Carrington, that's good. Carrington's got 6 points.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, getting a high percentage look right out of the locker room to start the second half. Exactly what they were looking for.
Larson, no good. Wizards leading by 6. You know, Jim, when you look at Bilal Koulibaly, outstanding length for a wing.
Yeah, 6'8" with the reach of Stretch Armstrong. The tools are all there. And at his young age, there is plenty of time to develop his offensive skills.
Just playing so strong down low. Adebayo knows you got to be ready for the fight inside.
Wizards have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. On the wing, Carrington, covered by Mitchell. And the officials have called the illegal screen right there. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Wednesday, they'll face off against Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Pascal Siakam and the Indiana Pacers.
And looking at the Hornets matchup, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory. That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Wizards passing it around. Pass to Champagnie. Here's Carrington. Just 5 on the clock. Launches it. The three-pointer is right on target. He's got 9.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
The Heat trail by 7. Now, here's Mitchell. Scoreless thus far. Wiggins up top. Outside, Adebayo. Pass to Carrington. Here's Champagnie. In the corner, George with it. Here's Champagnie, covered by Wiggins. Here's Carrington. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Mitchell in the corner. Pass to Powell. And here's Adebayo. Covered by Sarr. And it's denied.
Great timing on the rejection there. This young kid, Sarr, has major defensive potential.
And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
Johnson, he's checked in for Washington. Heat also with the sub. Jaime Jaquez, he's checked in for Norman Powell. Just 3 to shoot. Larson. Miami no good on that time either. Washington leading now by 7. Pass to Carrington. And here is Johnson. The 3. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Back to Mitchell. Here's Larson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Wizards shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And their success rate on the season right around 77%.
Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good, so it's both teams making substitutions here. And Johnson drops them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Powell for 3. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Washington ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, he made it look simple, but that's not always easy to execute.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the floor for Miami starting the fourth, we've got Khalil Ware. Yaka Jonas is out there with Norman Powell. Then there's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Jovic in at the 4. And the Wizards with possession. Outside, Russell. George sets a screen for Russell. Just 5 to shoot. Buries it down low. Russell's got the lead up to 9 now for the Wizards.
An active competitor. Russell won't go down without a fight, especially around the rim.
Heat shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. And timeout is called by Erik Spoelstra. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. So both teams making some changes here. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Erik Spoelstra said to the team. He questioned his team's effort, asking them, should I put in the bench right now? Wake up, guys. We can still win this game, but I need you all to play like you believe you can. Not exactly a fun huddle to listen on, guys.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Well, my feeling is you just want to make sure it's called consistently both ways.
Adebayo down low. Covered by Sarr.
Well, listen, Bam has always been a top-level defensive talent, but he's underappreciated offensively. He's a threat to drop 20 whenever he's out there, and he's a very skilled facilitator.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
I mean, they've been stepping it up in terms of their shooting from distance, and the confidence has been there all game long, leaving the defense to scramble.
And they are racking up the assist totals because they're moving the ball selflessly. You're seeing great chemistry out there.
That free throw, no good.
And attitude plays such a big role in Adebayo's game. This guy is a worker. Doesn't mind getting his hands dirty if it means getting his team ahead.
Good on the second free throw. Wizards leading by 8. Outside George. Now Coulibaly. Sarr sets the screen for Coulibaly. Now Sarr. And there's the dunk.
How about Sarr? Just ridiculous athleticism for a 7-footer.
Now Adebayo. And it's blocked. And they're able to recover. Adebayo with a screen for Powell. Another chance here. Cleared away by George. And so George will bring it up for Washington. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Now Coulibaly. Here's Carrington. George fires. No good from 3.
He created the opening. He got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
Here's Adebayo. Powell outside. From outside, Coulibaly with the rebound.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
If he can just make a couple of buckets, though, this can all be put in his rearview mirror.
George with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. Now Coulibaly. The three doesn't go. The Heat have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Here's Adebayo. It's deflected.
Sharp defensive instincts from the rookie. Sorry, using those long arms to knock that one away.
Bam Adebayo. 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
Good on the first, and that brings them within single digits. And Adebayo drops them both. Koulibaly with it. Fires from 14. The shot is off.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Yeah, I think it's time to wave the white flag.
Mitchell connects on the J. And so they foul intentionally.
One slip. Second personal foul. First team foul.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Bam Adebayo. First personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for Washington. Harrington. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Timeout called the Heat. They trail by 8. Guys, what's your take?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, you're going to have to play this out, take pride in every possession because they are critical at this point.
Mitchell fires. And the 3 misses. Now Carrington. So it's the Wizards with the W. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter